Hello drama lovers. Breaking news. When Yang Yang leaned in and kissed Dilraba on Dior's dreamy pink carpet, the entire world stopped breathing for a moment. Fans screamed, cameras flashed like lightning, and in that instant, two of Asia's brightest stars shattered the line between fantasy and reality. Was this a scripted fairy tale, or the beginning of something real? The Dior event in Shanghai was already destined to be dazzling. A pink carpet rolled out like a stage set for a fairy tale, with the world's most glamorous stars stepping into the spotlight. But no one could have predicted the moment that would ignite a firestorm of emotions across fandoms worldwide. Yang Yang, the nation's beloved leading man, leaned in and kissed Dilraba, the goddess of C-dramas, right there in front of thousands of flashing cameras. At first, there was silence, a pause in time that seemed to last forever. Then came the eruption. Fans screamed, gasped, and some even broke into tears. Social media exploded within seconds, with hashtags about the kiss surging to the top of Weibo, Twitter, and TikTok. Clips of the kiss replayed endlessly, slowed down frame by frame, analyzed with forensic precision by fans desperate to know, was this planned, or was it real? For years, Yang Yang and Dilraba have been one of the most shipped couples in the Asian entertainment world. Their on-screen chemistry in You Are My Glory captured millions of hearts, sparking endless rumors and fantasies. But both stars had always remained professional, carefully avoiding any public gestures that might feed the fire. Until now. The kiss was not a fleeting brush. It was tender, intentional, and radiated a warmth that felt too genuine to be staged. The way Yang Yang's hand lingered near Dilraba's waist, the soft surprise in her eyes before she smiled, it felt like a confession in front of the entire world. Reporters scrambled to capture every angle. Influencers live-streamed their reactions, and fans flooded fan cafes and forums with theories. Some were convinced this was Dior's bold publicity stunt, a way to dominate global headlines. Others swore they saw something raw, something vulnerable in their eyes that no PR script could ever fabricate. But what truly struck fans was the aftermath. Yang Yang didn't shy away. Instead, he looked at Dilraba with a warmth that made even the most skeptical observers believe that perhaps, just perhaps, this was more than acting. Dilraba, often described as untouchable and goddess-like, seemed genuinely flustered yet radiant, her smile carrying a softness fans had rarely seen in her. As the event continued, every movement between them was magnified. A shared laugh, a lingering glance, a subtle touch. They weren't just walking a carpet, they were telling a story. And the world was watching, captivated by every second. The fandom, already deeply invested, couldn't stay calm. Yang Yang's fanbase, protective and loyal, erupted with mixed emotions, some cheering as if their wildest dreams had just come true, others nervous about what this meant for his carefully crafted image. Meanwhile, Dilraba's fans celebrated loudly, declaring that no one deserved her more than Yang Yang. This was no longer just a kiss. It became a cultural moment, a symbol, and perhaps, the most iconic red carpet event of the decade. But as the pink carpet lights dimmed, the question grew louder in everyone's mind. Was this simply for show, or the spark of something life-changing? And that uncertainty between fantasy and reality is exactly what kept millions glued to their screens. But the story doesn't end here, because what happened after the kiss may be even more shocking. The hours following the Dior event were pure chaos online. Within minutes, hashtags like Yang Yang kisses Dilraba, pink carpet love story, and You Are My Glory IRL began trending worldwide. Millions of fans stayed up all night replaying the footage, dissecting every detail, and flooding the internet with edits, fan art, and emotional posts. But not all reactions were filled with joy. The internet quickly divided into two camps. On one side were the shippers, the passionate fans who had prayed for this moment for years. For them, the kiss was proof that their fantasies had finally crossed into reality. They wrote love letters, made fan edits with romantic OSTs, and declared this as the most iconic moment in Asian pop culture history. On the other side were skeptics and critics. Some argued that Dior orchestrated the entire thing, pointing out how perfectly timed the kiss was with camera flashes. It's a PR stunt, they claimed. Fashion brands have done crazier things to dominate headlines. Others worried that this moment could backfire, creating scandals or backlash in industries where idols' personal lives are tightly controlled. Meanwhile, entertainment journalists scrambled for official statements. But both Yang Yang's and Dilraba's teams stayed silent. No confirmation, no denial. Just silence. And that silence only fueled speculation further. Fans began analyzing body language experts on YouTube, who claimed the tenderness in Yang Yang's eyes couldn't be faked. Others highlighted Dilraba's subtle blush, insisting it was the sign of something genuine. Online forums lit up with debates, some threads running into thousands of comments within hours. Even celebrities joined in. A few of their co-stars subtly liked posts or dropped cryptic emojis, making fans scream even louder. Fashion insiders hinted that Dior hadn't planned the kiss, suggesting it was as much a surprise to the brand as to the fans. The frenzy reached international media. Major outlets in Korea, China, and beyond ran headlines comparing the moment to Hollywood's most iconic red carpet kisses. Western entertainment sites dubbed it Asia's Brad and Angelina moment, while others called it a cultural reset for celebrity events. But underneath all the noise, one thing was clear: Yang Yang and Dilraba had crossed a boundary. Whether intentional or not, the kiss was no longer just theirs, it belonged to millions of fans who were now emotionally invested in what would come next. And the silence that followed that silence was louder than any headline. Because sometimes, it's not what's said on stage, it's what's left unsaid that shakes the world the hardest. Fan accounts began tracking Yang Yang and Dilraba's every move, combing through flight records, event schedules, and even rumored sightings. Paparazzi stalked airports and hotel lobbies, desperate for a single photo